The Lucifer Effect. Understanding How Good People Turn Evil. Narrated by Kevin Foley. Copyright 2007 by Philip Zimbardo, Incorporated. This unabridged audiobook is published by arrangement with Philip Zimbardo and Brockman, Incorporated, and was produced in the year 2011 by Tantor Media, Incorporated, which holds the copyright thereto. Forward. Since The Lucifer Effect, TLE, was published in late March 2007, I have given more than 100 media interviews and lectures at colleges and conferences, read the many reviews of my book, and responded to much reader feedback. In the process of doing so, I have learned that some misconceptions exist about my views, which I will attempt to correct here. In addition, I have had some new ideas that I want to deal with briefly before you start reading. First, what is the Lucifer Effect? It is many different but related things. Initially, it is the story of the cosmic transformation of God's favorite angel, Lucifer, aka the morning star, into Satan, the devil, because he committed the twin sins of disobedience to God and pride that goeth before a fall. It was God, according to ancient scriptures, who created hell as a space to embrace all the fallen angels and those humans who would later yield to their temptations. That is the most extreme arc of transformation imaginable, and so sets the context for my investigations into lesser human transformations of good, ordinary people, not angels, into perpetrators of evil, in response to the corrosive influence of powerful situational forces. Those forces that exist in many common behavioral contexts are more likely to distort our usual good nature by pushing us toward engaging in deviant, destructive, or evil behavior when the settings are new and unfamiliar. When embedded in them, our habitual ways of thinking, feeling, and acting no longer function to sustain the moral compass that has guided us reliably in the past. I challenge the traditional focus on the individual's inner nature, dispositions, personality traits, and character as the primary and often the sole target in understanding human failings. Instead, I argue that while most people are good most of the time, they can be readily seduced into engaging in what would normally qualify as ego-alien deeds, as antisocial, as destructive of others. That seduction or initiation into evil can be understood by recognizing that most actors are not solitary figures improvising soliloquies on the empty stage of life. Rather, they are often in an ensemble of different players, on a stage with various props and changing costumes, scripts, and stage directions from producers and directors. Together, they comprise situational features we must come to appreciate as influencing how behavior can be dramatically modified. By recognizing the impact of those off the stage, in the wings, who make the human drama work for any given play, we implicate systemic features into our analysis. Thus, TLE is a call for a three-part analysis of human action by trying to understand what individual actors bring into any setting, what situational forces bring out of those actors, and how system forces create and maintain situations. Most institutions in any society that is invested in an individualistic orientation hold up the person as sinner, culpable, afflicted, insane, or irrational. Programs of change follow a medical model of dealing only at the individual level of rehabilitation, therapy, re-education, and medical treatments, or punishment and execution. All such programs are doomed to fail if the main causal agent is the situation or system and not just the person. TLE calls for a paradigm shift of two kinds. We need to adopt a public health model for prevention of evil, of violence, spouse abuse, bullying, prejudice, and more that identifies vectors of social disease to be inoculated against, not dealt with solely at the individual level. A second paradigmatic shift is directed at legal theory, to reconsider the extent to which powerful situational and systemic factors must be taken into greater account in sentencing mitigation. Although much of this book details how easy it is for ordinary people to begin to engage in evil deeds or to be passively indifferent to the suffering of others, the deeper
Sample complete. Ready to continue?